Sorry, I was just loading up the script. America, our global partners around the world, and every single person in Valparaiso, Chesterton, Michigan City, Northwest Indiana, and all of our friends in every industry across the country. I come together with all of you and announce that we're about to embark on a mission to... Oh, dang it. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Just ignore all that. Don't. Oh, technology. Hello. I'm sure you're used to Jenny Craig Brown, but we're switching it up this week, and I'll be your guest host today. I'm Chris Mahlmann, and this is Great News Weekly. You can tune in to Great News Weekly every Wednesday at noon to get your weekly dose of everything positive happening in the region. If you miss us live on Facebook, we upload our show as a podcast too. It's on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Spotify, Stitcher. I heard we are opening up a new forum on MySpace, and then we're going to have the AOL You've Got Mail program going off in the second quarter. If you've got any thoughts, you can always shout out whatever you'd like in the comments. I know Jenny, hosting the show every week, loves to get feedback from people about what's happening, and I would bet you half of the ideas that she's had for the show was someone wanting to share something about a cool shop that does this, a unique artist that does this, bands I've never heard of, but now I'm glad that I actually know them, and they're pretty cool people. So the thing I would probably, as a guest host today, encourage you the most is if you're thinking that story is out there that people don't really know anything about, why don't you tell us about it? And maybe we'll use this forum and all the other forums we have on Valpo and Portage and Northwest Indiana and LaPorte County and all the ones to come. We'll use this forum to shout about it for you. So if you're tuning in, think of something you love in general and tell us about it. And we generally are people that want to hear about stuff that you love, particularly related to this region. And we want to tell everybody else about it. So Kelsey's Steakhouse, one of my favorite places in town. I'd like to kick off the show today with Lifers Kami and Kayla. January's already coming to a close, and that means our next big holiday is Valentine's Day. As you know, unfortunate for any of you men out there, I do have the most beautiful wife in the world. And where would I like to take her on Valentine's Day? I take her to Kelsey's. She likes steaks and wine and most anything else that a restaurant would serve you so that she's not cooking. On behalf of Natalie and myself, let's take a look at what this local Valparaiso restaurant has in store.
Hey everyone, we're here at Kelsey's Steakhouse in Valparaiso, Indiana.
Now, neither of us have ever been here before, but we've been told that they have the best steak and seafood around.
Let's go in and check it out.
Hi, my name is Ken Blaney with Kelsey Steakhouse. We have some great specials planned for Valentine's Day. We have 5-ounce lobster tails that you can add to any meal.
Awesome.
We have our signature Alaskan snow crab. We have a prime rib and shrimp special.
Yum.
It's slow roasted prime rib with 10 pieces of grilled shrimp over the top. And we also ordered heart-shaped cheesecakes this year as well. So
Awesome.
those are some nice specials that we're going to have.
Definitely. So you have something for every course of the meal.
Yes, absolutely. We do recommend you make reservations early because we will fill up on reservations. So please call the number that is supplied for you.
And we have seen that you guys are really big on your wine selection. Is there a certain wine you'd recommend for anyone coming in?
Actually, what we have, I didn't mention this, but what we have for special, it is a Chandon sparkling rosé.
Oh.
And that has a gorgeous shade of pink with aromas of fresh strawberry, watermelon, and cherry.
So if you're looking for a family-owned, family-friendly restaurant,
Then Kelsey Steakhouse here in Valpo, Indiana is the great news.life choice for you. Bye!
Oh my God, Kami and Kayla, that's fantastic. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Peggy. Thank you, everybody, Anna, and everybody else at Kelsey's. You always make everybody feel welcome. It's a classic place to go to when you're celebrating, and it's actually a pretty darn classic place to go to on a Thursday night when you really want an awesome home-cooked dinner by people that know what they're doing and they take great care of you. So on to our next segment. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. Nate's can-do characters. Oh, before I hop on, Kelsey's Steakhouse was amazing. Staff was fantastic, and the food looked delicious. I can't wait to go for dinner, right, Kayla? So yeah, my guess is that's the first time you went. You'll be back a lot of times. They do a load of carry-out stuff. They've actually got a drive-up window. Makes it really easy, so you're not getting out of the car, literally nothing. It's super, super easy. Do a lot of things around the holidays, so of all kinds. Next segment up for us is Nate Can Do Caricatures. Jenny Craig Brown, as you all know and love, got a chance to interview Nate at Can Do Caricatures. Let's take a moment to shout out the local artists. That's one of the things that's really a passion of hers and she's very connected to. What may go down in history as one of the most famous artistic depictions of Jenny Craig Brown. I wasn't previously aware that there was that many famous artistic depictions of Jenny Craig Brown, but I'm certain there's just a lot more that I was not aware of. You know, sometimes I don't go on the webs of everybody else. I'm not an active TikToker or what was the one I wasn't totally out of tune with yesterday. Maybe they'll pop up that little comment on the feedback and say, this is what Chris is so old he didn't understand. Come on here. What was it? Nobody knows. So let's take a moment and check out the famous artistic description of Jenny Craig Brown by Nate.
Welcome, Nathan. I'm so excited to have you today. It sounds like you're the caricature artist that we are looking to get acquainted with, and you're going to draw me. But when you draw me, I would like to interview you. How's that sound?
That sounds amazing. Wonderful.
Fantastic. So tell us a little bit. So you're a local caricature artist and a local artist in many different mediums. How did you get into caricatures? Are a bit different than I think a lot of other art mediums. How did you get involved with caricatures, and what led you down this route instead of another traditional art form?
My dad is he's a very wonderful artist, and he does a lot of drawing as well. And he showed me a few artists that did faces in sort of like a goopy sort of style where they exaggerated the faces and all that. And I just thought it was so amazing. And I just kept practicing and practicing all the time. And eventually, by the time I was in my late teens, I was really good at it.
So do you have a favorite caricature or a really good memory that stands out from your history doing this that you could tell me a little bit about?
Well, let's see. One that's very memorable is when I first started drawing live in public, and this was the day of the Popcorn Festival in Valparaiso. And people were just loving this. And this was my very first time doing this because I never drew in public before, never drew fast before, and I surprised myself and I did great.
Well, I mean, the entire region knows the Popcorn Fest like nobody's business. So that's a really big event, especially for your first time drawing in public. I mean, kudos to you for being able to handle that and for being able to do that. That's awesome. Now, all this time you've been drawing me, should we give you some more time, or is it something you can show?
Let's see, almost done.
Bravo.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Let's see. Oh, I love it. Look, I knew it would be. That's fantastic. Let's first round of applause. I love it so much. I was telling the crew here, all the lifers, they said, I don't know if we should have a caricature drawn of me. I don't know if that we need my mouth any bigger, but you did a perfect job. Thank you so much for joining us, Nathan. This has been so much fun. I'm very impressed with how quickly you can put together such an incredible caricature of me while talking to me. Also, I have to mention, that's very impressive. So fantastic work from you. I think, let's tell the audience, let's make sure, audience, if you're watching and you love what you just saw, Nathan's here for you. He's got you covered, and connect with him online, commission him for all your upcoming artwork needs. And then once we can get back to those really fun events, hopefully we'll see you out in the community too.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, Tom Steinler, if you happen to be listening, please get a 4-foot by 8-foot mural made of that piece of art, as I'm certain Jenny will probably want it behind her desk. And I just saw the comment from Katie Grable, wrapping up from what I was trying to find the word for before. They said I look very fleek. And they said, when I turn it on, I'm fleek. And I think that's the good way to use the term fleek, which is appropriate. I think some people say on fleek, but fleek's really, I've looked into it now, and it's the way to say it. Awesome caricature thing. I'd love to have that guy out at our next life event, whether it's the All About the Girls coming up in the spring, whether it's the Good Life Awards, whether it's the whole networking thing we do in the summertime, backyard of Camp Life. Like, I'm so jacked and ready to host events once it's all safe to do so. And yes, Jenny actually does want that poster, Tom Steinler. So let's schedule that for an install and a public release and probably all that other kind of stuff. Next is our sports recap. This is probably my favorite aspect of the company. I love taking pictures of kids. I love being out watching them compete. I think it's cool as heck when you see 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, all kids at young age too. But when I watch high school athletes give every ounce of energy they possibly have to whatever it is that they're doing in whatever sport, band, art, performance, debate, whatever it is. You see kids that are half of our age or a third of our age of most adults, and they are performing at their highest level, and they're training at their highest level, and they're trying at their highest level, and they're giving it every ounce of energy they have. And I always get inspired by watching them, because how many of us do that with our current life? How many of us do that with our current relationships? How many of us do that with our work? Man, to be able to haul and rear like those kids are day after day in the pool at 5:30 in the morning, staring at the bottom, or out on the football field, or in the cross country runs, or their dance competition, or their performances, or their debate, or their science fairs. These kids are really, really working hard. So it's an area that inspires me a bunch. It's a very long introduction to one of the staples that we do is our sports coverage. We've done it consistently. When all this stuff happened in the spring and then into the fall, there was a lot of people that I think probably said, we got to scale back whatever we're going to do. We looked at it and said, this is the top opportunity to expand. We want to do more, lots more. And our lifer Dan is one of our absolute superstars. And he recently got a chance to take a trip down to the Greater South Shore Conference Championship. And it was actually this past weekend. Why don't we all check out some highlights from a jam-packed meet.
Hey everybody, how you doing? And welcome back to greatnews.life. This is Lifer Dan, and if you know anything about the life sites, you know we are your great news destination for all the great things happening in Northwest Indiana, from Hammond out to South Bend. And one of our mainstays is coverage of all the sporting events around the region. And to prove that, today we are at Edison High School here in Lake Station, Indiana, home of the Eagles, here for the GSSC wrestling tournament. So let's go in and check it out. And I'm here with assistant wrestling coach for Griffith High School, Sean Kenny. So Sean, tell me a little bit about the wrestling match today. How do you feel about it? And,
I believe we got the loser of Bishop Noel and who just wrestled? River Forest.
okay.
It's gonna be a pretty rough day. Not too many head-to-head matchups, but we're going out there banging, giving it our best.
So awesome. Sounds good. How's your team doing this year?
It's been a little off, you know, with COVID and everything. But as far as the guys that I got, it's important to them, and we're doing our best to be there all the time for them and work hard.
Yeah, awesome, terrific. Have you guys had a match yet today?
Yeah, we wrestled River Forest. Unfortunately, we took the loss just due to our numbers, but the guys that wrestled tough.
Yeah,
we got
terrific.
a couple wins.
I feel you. And so how do you feel you do today overall?
Team-wise, you know, not too good. We don't have the numbers, unfortunately, but head-to-heads, we're definitely gonna win those matches.
Awesome. And what's next after this for your team?
We have Tuesday River Forest dual meet at Griffith High School.
So, awesome. Sounds good. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys get on with your business.
All right, thank you,
Thanks so
sir.
much.
Awesome. Thank you, Dan, for being out there all the time at probably literally hundreds or thousands of events. Definitely have probably taken thousands or tens of thousands of pictures. Thanks for tuning in to Great News Weekly. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe on all our sites, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. As I mentioned, we are coming out with MySpace, and then we're going to do the AOL You've Got Mail program coming out later in the second quarter. Check out our podcasts on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Spotify, Stitcher, and you will all get to see your favorite co-host next week with our regularly scheduled programming and Jenny Craig Brown. It's been an honor to serve in your chair, and I hope to do more support for you and everybody else here in everything we're doing in 2021. Thanks for the opportunity, and good night.